horror stories. We've all heard of them, right? But what about paranormal Uber stories? That is exactly what we are getting into today. Before we get into this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you never miss a video, and give this video a like. So Uber, I love Uber. I take Ubers a lot, especially when I'm going to the airport. I take Ubers, but we hear a lot of horror stories, like really. I think I'm gonna make a whole Uber horror story thing. It's scary, especially the fact growing up, we were always told never get into a car with a stranger, and now that's what we do. It's normal. I just think taxis are safer, but Uber is cheaper, but I like Uber, but at the same time, it freaks me out when I hear stories like that, you know? But we're getting into paranormal stories. Oh, also, I'm obsessed with Uber Eats. So let's get into these paranormal Uber stories. This first story is from Jesse in San Antonio, Texas. One Friday night, a rider gets into my car and asks if I can get him to Fort Hood in a couple of hours. I told him that it would be no problem, and we started our trip. A couple of minutes into the ride, he asked if I could pull over so he could use the restroom. I pulled into a gas station right off the freeway. I was sitting in the car waiting for him to come back for about 10 minutes when the gas station attendant started locking up. I told him that my passenger was still inside and that he was using the restroom. The gas station clerk then told me that he had been getting ready to close the shop when he saw me pull in. When no one got out of the car and I was still just sitting there, he decided that he wasn't going to wait any longer. I insisted that this guy was inside, so he went in and checked and didn't find anyone. He even called his manager to get permission to go over the security tape. What he showed me gives me goosebumps to this day. I pulled in, no one ever got out of the car, and no one went inside. Look-key, that's giving me Resurrection Mary vibes. If I was an Uber driver and I experienced that, I'd be like, oh my God, am I crazy? Why does that seem to happen a lot though in the paranormal? You know, you're driving down a road, it sounds like a movie. You pick someone up. If you're an Uber driver, I mean, I guess back in the day, it's like hitchhiking or whatever. Super dangerous. I can't believe people did that back then, but I guess, I don't know. Times are always changing, but still. But yeah, you pick someone up, they get into your car, you're actually having a full-blown conversation with them, they get out, and then you find out they were never real. I'd be like, what the heck? And especially seeing the security footage and nobody got out of his car, I would quit. Getting into story number 2. This is from Peter in Chicago. There is a stretch of road in suburban Chicago that is bordered by a cemetery on both sides. I was taking a rider home just after 2 a.m. when we came to an extremely foggy patch of the road. We slowed down and cracked the windows when we heard what sounded like elephants trumpeting and a girl screaming for help. When I backed up slowly, we both smelled smoke and heard animals panicking. We were trying to call 911, but the calls kept failing. We left and pulled over at a coffee shop that was still open. A staff member explained that there was a train wreck in 1918 that was right next to the cemetery. We did some research and found that this is a common occurrence, and many people have reported hearing and seeing the same sounds and even smells. When I first read that story, my immediate thought was, it's giving Jumanji. Do you know what I'm talking about? Oh, I love Jumanji. It's such a good movie. Now getting into story number 3. This is from Jay in Philadelphia. A few years ago, my family and I visited Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia. One of the last places we toured was Death Row. We were in the yard listening to the guide when out of the corner of my eye, I saw movement in the guard tower. I asked the tour guide if anyone worked in any of the towers. She said no and explained that the floors and stairs were not safe. She then asked if I had seen something. I told her that I had, and I still do. Everyone in the group looked and couldn't see anything, while I still could. I couldn't see features, but I could make out a uniform and hat. Still, no one could see what I could see. I finally pointed to where the guard was, and he disappeared. All right, you guys already know, I mean, if you've been watching me for years, Eastern State Penitentiary is one of my favorite places on the planet. obviously, because it's freaking haunted. And oh my God, I did a whole investigation there. Definitely check it out. Iconic, amazing. Oh my God, I could live there. And I've also done so many, I've partnered with Eastern State for Terror Behind the Walls for 3 years in a row, I think it was, which is so much fun. It's their Halloween event, but now they've changed it, I believe, to Halloween nights at Eastern State. It used to be called Terror Behind the Walls. Iconic, so much fun. Oh my God, it's like a workout. But getting into the towers, yes, I think even in my videos, I was covering the towers. I wasn't up there because you're not allowed to go up there, and it is unsafe, you know, the stairs and everything leading up to the towers, especially leading up to death row. It's kind of unsafe, you gotta be careful, but I've been to death row before and it's really eerie. The guard towers, there's something so sinister about it to me. Every time that I've been in the yard and looking up at the towers, I don't know what it is. I just feel this sinister energy coming from it. The fact that he actually was seeing a figure up there while everybody in the tour group saw nobody. That would trip me out. If you are in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, or you live near it, or if you want to go to an amazing, iconic, haunted prison, Eastern State Penitentiary. I will always talk about Eastern State Penitentiary. I love that place. I love their gift shop. Ugh. I have like tops, I have a key, I got an Al Capone cup. But also that last story, it's not actually, it's from an Uber driver, but I guess it's not from him actually driving in the car. Because that would be creepy, like driving by Eastern State and then you see the guard tower from the outside and you see somebody standing there. I don't know. The guard towers are so sinister to me. They're like so sinister. I get the worst vibes, but I love it at the same time. As you guys know, like I love evil shit, but it's so dark and just, you know, so I'm not surprised. And remember the black figure I saw peeking his head around the corner? Remember I reenacted that on my channel? I'm so weird. Oh my God. Like, I'm so strange. It just, I get so excited over stuff like, I mean, like obviously, but that, oh my God, I could just see myself right now. We were in cell block 14. So if you ever go to Eastern State or you're going back or, you know, whatever, cell block 14 is where I saw the black figure, where you could hear the guy running towards us and he's just like walking at the top. Oh my God. I could just, that night was just perfect. Oh, I got butterflies. Like, it's just like, I live for that stuff. I sound like a psycho. Anyways, those are the top 3 paranormal Uber driver stories. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you take Uber or do you get Uber Eats? Let me know down below if you take Uber, if you've ever had a bad experience or something sketchy. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already so you never miss a video. I upload every single week. As always, you rock my world in the song lyrics Michael Jackson. Hashtag team Pretty44. Hashtag hi. And I will see you guys in my next video. That's my chair. Bye.